Good afternoon, everyone. Today is Tuesday. It's week 4 of our arts and crafts activities, and today we're going to do something a little bit different. You're going to be learning about an artist, and it's an artist that I love, and I hope that you do too. I also work in Old Oak Primary School, and I've taught the children about this artist, and they absolutely loved him. His name is Giacometti, and who is a sculpture artist. And sculpture is quite different to some of the art that you might do in school generally. The sculpture is a 3D type of art. So when you've got 2D, where you draw on paper or you paint and it's flat. But you've got 3D, which is like us, so our bodies. So you've got like a third dimension, there's mass there, we're not flat. So if we turn to the side, we stick out. Whereas if you draw on a piece of paper and you turn it to the side, it's flat. So Giacometti was an artist, and I'm going to put some facts on the screen that you can have a look at that tells you all about him and how successful he was. So if you look at these facts now, and then when you come back, I'll tell you a bit more. Right, so you saw all those facts about Giacometti. He was a famous Italian artist. You know a lot about him now, and what we are going to do is we're going to replicate what he did, but obviously we don't have things like steel and we can't cast things because that's a very, very expensive process. So I found a way of us making our own Giacometti pieces using foil. So again, if you are one of my children that have been doing arts and crafts for the whole holidays, you will have this in your pack. You will have some foil. If you are not, what you need is some foil. You may need some sellotape. You will need some scissors. You've got your children's scissors out of your pack. You will need some paper. You will need a pencil or a dark pen for sketching, and you will need some googly eyes. You will get googly eyes in your pack, or if you don't have googly eyes, you can do what I just did now, is I made my own eyes out of paper. I cut them out into circles and I put a pupil on them. So I've got my 2 eyes here. Okay, you have 5 minutes to go and get all your bits together, bring them back and put them on your paper. I will see you in 5. Right, you should have everything on your paper on your table now. So you should have your scissors. Do you have them? Show me. Do you have your sellotape? Do you have your foil? It might be sheets of foil or a roll of foil. Do you have your pen? Do you have your googly eyes, or have you made some eyes? And do you have your paper? Right, first things first, you need to think about what poses your sculpture could be, because it could just be someone standing up. So it could just be a quick sketch, and I'll show you. Could be a quick sketch of just someone standing up, like that. Or it could be a quick sketch of somebody about to go for a jog. I'm doing this really quickly. He's running away. Da, 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 da. Could be a quick sketch of someone going for a jog. It could be a quick sketch of someone doing some sort of exercise. Yeah? I'm doing this. It's a special type of drawing technique that when you're older you will learn how to do. It's like the principles, the basics of drawing. So this person is doing some squats, so doing some exercise. He looks a bit silly, doesn't he? So it could be a person doing some exercise. It could be a person balancing. I'm not going to do too many. could have one hand on his head. You could have one knee up. And he could be balancing. Yeah? And you have his other arm here. Because he's balancing. It is completely up to you. So with your paper, I don't expect you to do lots and lots on different sheets of paper, okay? What you might want to do is divide your paper into 4, like this. And then each corner, each part, you do a different sketch. You're going to spend 10 minutes practicing different types, or you might want to turn it over and do it on the other side as well. Practicing different positions. If you want, because you're working with your family, you might want to get mummy or daddy or auntie or uncle or brother and sister to do different positions. Things like that, things like this, things you might do in PE, lots of different positions, and you draw each other. Just using the same technique I've used. I've only used circles and ovals to do it. So that's what you're going to do now for 10 minutes, and then when you come back on the other side, you're going to show me what you've done. We'll have a look at mine again, and then you're going to decide. Okay, so I decided this was my favourite because it's quite simple. The reason why I like this one is because I do spend a lot of time standing up at work when I'm talking to the children, so I thought might as well do something that's similar to me. So I'm going to do a simple one where I'm standing up. Maybe when I make it, I might change it slightly. What you will need to do is, your next step, is you've got your foil, either we've given you foil or you can find some foil in the house. You need to take a sheet that's roughly A4 size and double it, yeah? And you cut it along and fold it like this. This is to give it some strength, okay? You fold it like this. Then, what you have to do is, with your felt tip, you divide it into 3 sections. 1, 2, 3. Make sure you've got your adult to help you. And then you draw a line 1/3 of the way across. You leave a big gap. And then you draw another line 1/3 of the way across. Okay, so one line 1/3 of the way across. You leave a gap 1/3 of the way across. So you've got 1/3, 2/3, 3/3. These lines are going to help you with your cutting. Okay? Next step, you think about where the middle line is. It's quite a lot to remember where the middle line is, and you draw a line 1/3 the way up from the bottom. So where's closest to your leg, you draw a line 1/3 of the way up. Okay? Again, these are your cutting lines. Then you're going to draw another line 1/3 of the way across, like this. Okay? So you've got 2 lines, 1, 2, and you've got your space at the bottom. You can always pause me if you get confused. So maybe at this stage you might want to pause and make sure you've got all these lines. You've got 1 line, 2 lines, 3 lines, 4 lines. Okay? Make sure you've got that. What I'm going to show you next is the first stage. To make sure you understand. I'm going to cut along my black line here. What do you think this first part is going to make? What do you think this first part is going to make? I've done this and I've done this. And it's at the top. What could it possibly be? Then I start rolling it in and scrunching it in. And the good thing about foil, it's quite easy to shape. What do you think this is here? Give me some ideas. You're right, it's a head. Okay, so that's the head. And this is how Giacometti was to make it out of foil, and when he made his templates, he would have done them like this. Then we are going to do 1 line here, cut it, then the other line here, cut it. This one's a bit more tricky because these are his arms. You know, cross them together, and then you can, this is where it gets exciting, because if you've done a different pattern, then you can always start shaping your arms. So like I said, if you wanted to have it up like that, like you're a muscle man, you could do that. If you're a dancer, you could do it like this. Remember, I said I was going to have mine facing down, so I'll make mine, or maybe I'm talking to the children, so I'm going to have mine like this. Then I've got my line that goes up here. I think I might have made my line a bit too long. If the line is too long, you can always make it shorter, okay? Yeah? And then the one thing I did forget is you have to do a diagonal line coming up slightly. It's a bit like a butterfly. And I know you're going to be doing butterflies this week as well. And then another line coming up like this. And this just makes your body stronger. So you squash, you roll this for your leg. And then you roll the other side. My year 6 is older, you might know about this because we've talked about him before. Roll your other leg, like that. That makes your leg stronger. And at the moment, look, it looks a bit like, is it about that? It's a bit like that, man. These bits here are only just going to make your body stronger. So all you need to do is fold them in, just to make your body stronger, okay? Because that your body, your core, as it is in real life, is the most important part, one of the most important parts of your body, and it needs to be quite strong, okay? So for those of you before who've never made a sculpture, this is your first time. And I've got my one here. Giacometti always has really long limbs, so like long legs and those sorts of things. And I've done exactly the same thing here. It's got long limbs. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to decide how he's going to stand. He's going to stand like this. Oh, you need to make sure he stands properly. Maybe we might need to bend his body forward a bit. Yeah? What I need to do actually is add his eyes. I think I made his eyes a bit too big, but it's fine because it makes it quite funny, doesn't it? So with yours, you probably will have some googly eyes that you can stick on. And I think the googly eyes I've given you are sticky, or if you buy some from the pound shop, then they are sticky, so you just peel the back off. But because I haven't got mine with me, I'm just going to stick these eyes on, and it makes him look hilarious actually. And then we'll do a close-up of how he looks. And this is my other googly eye here. I'll just stick this one on as well. Giacometti, he normally has quite dark, his sculptures are quite dark, so he normally uses steel, which is like a really dark grey colour, but obviously we're using foil, and foil is quite light, so that's fine. Right, so we'll stick his other eye on here. And that's quite hilarious actually. He's got his two eyes there, and this, oh I might make him sit down actually. If I turn my paper over this way, I can make him sit down. He's relaxing. And there is my Giacometti sculpture. His eye's starting to fall off a bit. Yours will be a lot better because you're going to take more time to do yours. And then you'll probably have a googly eye, or maybe you'll use better sellotape, or maybe you'll use some glue to stick him down. And you and your family can make a family of Giacometti sculptures, okay? And do them in lots of different positions, like I showed you, like these ones here. Doesn't have to be the same one. You're going to spend your time doing them, and just send us some pictures. Maybe you can make a whole household full of them. If you could do one of your mum, what is she always doing? One of your dad, one of your brothers, one of your sisters. If you've got a brother that's always playing PlayStation, you can maybe have one where he's just like this. He's got a control pad in his hand, he's always playing PlayStation. You can even make a TV as well. So there's lots and lots of different options, but I absolutely love my one. Maybe I can cross his legs like he's in school. Yeah? So foil is so versatile, which means you can use it for anything. Well, he's not looking at the teacher there, is he? It's so versatile, you can use it for anything. Yeah? So you can maybe try and do that. Maybe in the future we might do some sort of animation with foil. That'd be quite a nice idea. If we will make our own pieces and we put them together. But this is our session for today. Just to remind you, because I kept one here, this is how you cut it out. Maybe we'll leave a picture of this at the end so you remember how to cut it out. And then you just squash it together and then add your googly eyes. I did have some stars. If you want to add some other things onto it, you could do. But Giacometti, his work is very, very plain. So if you want to keep it in his style, this is how you do it. Right, have fun, enjoy yourself, and I hope yours comes out like mine, because I'm very impressed with mine, and I will see you soon. I will be back on Thursday. Tomorrow is Miss Hepworth. She's going to be doing book club review of an activity. Then I will be back on Thursday doing another activity review, and then Miss Hepworth on Friday. See you later, bye.